Hey Gemini, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works, leave what doesn't. If I don't catch your storyline or wavelength on this reading, you can check one of the other major placements for one of those readings, see if I caught something there. I'm loving this light. It's a little intense, but it's a reflection of the sun off of my neighbor's white house. So it's a lot like the moon shining right in my eye right now. So it's a little intense. Okay, we got two cards here already for Gemini. We're grateful for the accurate message we're about to receive. It just jumped right out. Listening. We have this deep listening to what's beneath everything, listening to sort of the backstage of life and what's beneath everything, and the growth. I can almost hear crackling. There's two cards where I hear like crackling. One is bloom, and this one, listen. And there's just this these growing roots, and they're just cracking things open, cracking the dirt open. This listening is a silence, listening to what's beneath everything, listening to the motives behind, not that they're bad, oftentimes they're great. So, you know, they're just like a need to communicate, a need to be heard, fears and that kind of thing. So listening for what's behind what's being communicated, what's underneath the surface here. We're listening for that, not just what the top part says, but people's deeper needs and deeper emotions behind what they're saying. This is a lot of growth here, and this is sort of a burial or a deep quietness and a listening for the purpose of reemerging. So sort of resurrection will be expected after this deep listening to what's behind what's going on. And then we have no rain today. This is an incredibly popular card right now. So this is my Ram Dass, incredibly popular. You'll be very happy with this card. It's very, very popular. So this is my Ram Dass card. He's one of my favorite teachers, and he has a book called Be Here Now. So no rain today. And the today really catches my attention on this one because she's very present. Here's the sun. The sun is very present. The sun is doing its thing. Yeah, we got clouds. We got clouds going across the sky. I want to say wetting their pants, but that's just a distraction from what we're really talking about. I'm sorry. But these thoughts, they come through and we just let them go. We can think of our mind as a big sky. Our skull does not exist, and our mind goes straight up into the sky. And then there are these clouds that go across the sky, and they keep moving. Where we sometimes mess ourselves up is we remember that cloud or keep that shadow of that cloud in our mind. So even if we're having a day of great clarity and great sun and great energy and everything's awesome, we're trying to unnaturally, well, it feels very natural, but we're unnaturally trying to hold this cloud back. We're remembering the cloud, we're thinking about the cloud, we're obsessing over the cloud. So it's a very hard, tall order to do, but we're staying present. When there are no clouds, we allow there to be no clouds. We don't have to bring in the memory of these past clouds and cloud up our imaginary brain sky. When we're having clarity, we allow the clarity. We know that there's clouds nearby. When we're having the happiness, we allow the happiness. We stay present with it. What time is it? It's now. Where are we? We're here. We're right here. We're not in this other situation, in this past situation. That can be very difficult. And I'm not saying that there's not grief processes and things that from our past that need to be gone through. I'm just saying that when we're not actively focusing on going through those things and doing that work, there's no reason to carry that grief around with us, or that sadness or that issue. I mean, sometimes this also comes in with like, yeah, there's going to be something great happening this week, but it's going to have a little bit of an issue with it. I got this card last week, and I had, bit of an issue with something that I thought was going to be really good. Was not really good at all, but I learned a lot from it and processed it and moved on. So yeah, sometimes there might be something good coming in, but it might have a little bit of a shadow to it. And you'll just have to process that, and you'll move on, and you'll be fine. You'll let that cloud go. The cloud will come. The cloud will go. Nobody's sky is ever going to be cloudless. We wouldn't want that anyway. It's called a desert, I believe. And not many of us are choosing to live there. We are, but we gotta, get our water shipped in. So you're gonna have some clouds, and it's gonna be okay. Just stay present when you don't have them. Make sure you let them go. All right, any other Moonology cards here for our dear Geminis? Nope. I mean, I guess I could keep going and we'll just eventually get the whole deck out. Okay, we've got 2. I only like 1 or 2 anyway, so. Oh my gosh, I got 3. Whew, expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. This is very powerful. This is something coming in to really rock your world. So this is telling you can expect that. Whether it's coming from internally, we have 2 very internally focused cards. We have you listening for what's behind, listening in depth to what's behind sort of reality, what's underneath the surface. You're really listening and focused on sensing what's going on beneath the surface. What are the feelings underneath? What are the you're really focused on that, and you're really focused on being in the present moment, allowing our past hurts to unless we're focused on working on them right now or in a session, not allowing the former clouds to cloud up what is a sunny day here. So expect powerful change. So this sounds like this could be an internal powerful change, an internal shift, or this could be something external. But you're supposed to expect it, I guess. Maybe you're feeling like you're just plodding along and nothing's changing and nothing's moving. And this is letting you know that something is going to change, something is going to move. Keep plodding, keep going, because we do know, even if we can't see the progress or the change necessarily coming, that we do know that if we go step by step, we get someplace much better than where we are today. Where that is, we don't get a lot of say in sometimes, but it will be better. Oh, I like this one. Energy, waxing moon, energy is gaining momentum. So you have the plan, you have the new beginning, and now we're building on it. And I think it is this step-by-step thing, this day-by-day thing that I was just referencing right before I picked up this card. Full moon in Libra, win-win outcome is forecast. So I think that's a great one. A lot of balance. Everybody gets something that they want out of the situation. Nobody gets screwed over. Everybody, all parties get something good. So maybe that's part of this, we've got a good situation going on right now. So maybe that's part of that is like, we don't need to be expecting, let the clouds go, because this is going to be good for everybody, healthy for everybody. And I think you get there by going day by day, step by step, and listening to what's behind reality, what's beneath it all. All right, Gemini. I figured out how I do this nervous shuffle. I had my first in-person tarot reading since coronavirus started, and I forgot that I let them shuffle and they cut their deck, so their energy and who they are is sort of, they handled it, so they handled it in their way, and it was, so that's what I'm trying to approximate here, is that you coming in here and touching these cards. But I did have a really funny reaction. I was like, why is this person touching my cards? I don't like their energy being on my cards. Turned out I didn't like their energy at all, and they had to be asked to leave. So that's my story. I prefer this now. But so that's what I'm doing with this nervous little shuffle here. Is trying to. All right, Gemini, here's your past, here's your present, here's your inner landscape, here's what's at issue, here's your environment, here's your to-do list, and here's your possible outcome. What? Your to-do list has got me shook here. Okay. In your past, you've been very focused on, or somebody has been very focused on their truth, their understanding, their perceptions of things. This is the Queen of Swords. She's focused on her own truth. She's not focused on all of the truths and all of the things and making sure everything's balanced. She's focused on her truth, on what makes sense to her, on what she wants out of this situation. So there's been someone, probably you, who's been very focused on your role, your perspective, what you want, and this is fine. This is fine. You know, we do understand eventually. We do understand that there are other perspectives and there are other truths out there, or other people's ideas or memories of what happened. But it's important that we know our own. So this is where you've been in this energy of really look. She's just looking down at her own sword, her own truth, what she's saying, what she's doing, what she's thinking, what she thinks about a situation. In your present situation, you've had some sort of, this is the 1111, Four of Wands card, the leveling up card. So in response to relationship, or in regards to relationship, this would be getting engaged, getting married, something like that. We have an institution here. So you're leveling up. If this is work, you've been honored by the institution. It's been very public. You know, they put your name in the paper because you got promoted, something like that. This is like a institutional recognition of the work that you've done and where you're at, and this new union, or this new leveling up, because we don't like suddenly plop into getting married. There's this whole like, well, we have to sort the frogs from the princes first, and then we have to, you know, test drive this prince, make sure he's like got all the princely characteristics we're looking for, and then, you know, and then they have to be on the same. I mean, there's just a lot of work that goes in before we get to level up to this 1111 leveling up card, engagement, commitment, that kind of thing. That's what's going on at the present moment. Hey, it's July. You could be getting married. But not every Gemini will be getting married right now. So in your inner landscape, we have this Chariot. You want to go someplace very fast, or you could be scared that you're going someplace very fast, or you are internally doing all this internal work, this deep listening, this staying present. Hell yeah, you're going to go someplace fast. And look at this. We have this expect powerful changes. These are two very fast moving cards, and you have this in your inner landscape. This is yin yang coming into balance. This is the three-legged race. Where you and you know, whatever you're working with, whatever partnership you have, whatever, or different aspects of yourself, your exterior self and your subconscious self, you're in sync. You've got your one leg tied together to the other side's leg, and you guys are going fast. Fast. You're moving forward. You got a magic wand here. You're moving across the sky. You're moving through some darkness intuitively, very intuitively moving forward very quickly. So this is either what you want, and hope and fear are the opposite sides of the same coin, of course. So you could be oscillating between being afraid of moving too fast and really wanting to move too fast. Or not too fast, but fast, you know. So this is your hopes, fears, internal landscape. Your hope is that things get really into sync and it moves almost magically fast, almost magically quickly. That's what you're hoping for. At issue is this Ace of Cups, so we take it in the reverse. There hasn't been an emotional offering, and if it has been, it's been a manipulative emotional offering. So this would normally be like a new emotional beginning, a new start with somebody, a new relationship, something like that, divinely guided. But we're not having a new relationship. We're not having a new beginning. We're feeling drained, actually, and desertified. We're feeling barren and empty, or what's at issue is something isn't as fertile or doesn't have the water it needs to grow. The desert is still the desert. The cup never came. The cup isn't overflowing to fill the desert. We're not able to grow things here. There's just not the new emotional beginning, and it seems like we were expecting one. We were hoping one. Look, we've got this Four of Wands here. We're really, really hoping for this fast movement, and it's just not coming. We're just not getting there. We're expecting powerful change. We've got this Chariot. We're hoping for powerful change. We're being told we can expect powerful change. And here we are. We're just waiting, feeling a little empty, feeling a little deserted, a little... I think this is why you're going in deep here, to get these nutrients from the soil that are buried deep, because it's not on top here. It's not... we don't have a lake. We're going to have to go to some sort of subterranean water level in order to get the emotional connection we were hoping for. In your environment, you have this Four of Swords. This is funny because this is coming up in everybody's environment, plus either this or, I mean, there's a lot of different things, but memorably, this card keeps coming up and the Hermit card. So still this isolation. This is your nap card. This is your break. If we're talking about a relationship, it's like you just leveled up but now there's this break that needs to happen. There's resting. So if you're not resting right now, you could be causing some sickness or something like that, or further on. Like this is the resting timeout situation. You're on a break, you're taking a break from work, you're laid off. This is resting up. Resting as preparation, and this can also be a preparation card, but I like to think of it as resting for the purpose of preparation. You're taking a nap because you got a full night out you got to do tonight, you know, so yeah, you're going to take a nap in the early afternoon because you're working the late shift, like you've got to take a nap. So everybody's sort of on nap time right now, or a lot of people are, and this is your environment, is a lot of people on nap, snoozed on nap time, like... There's just, the energy's gaining momentum, but I don't think you can see it. I think that's why you're getting the expect powerful change and the win-win outcome is forecast, because you're not seeing the momentum building. Everything just seems kind of paused. You're really craving this momentum. You're craving this fast movement, but it's not in the cards. It's not in the environment. There's nothing here that's moving at all. It's nap time. The whole world's on a big snooze right now. So you're not going to get the movement that you're craving. And you're stuck in this desert mode of feeling drained and that movement. But you know what? If you're feeling drained, this is a great environment. Nap time, everyone's expected to take a nap. It's like preschool, and all the kids get out all their mats and everybody's taking a nap. So you might as well take a nap and stop worrying about this drained energy. This is how you get refilled. This is nap thing. Yeah. You want to go fast. You want to go quick. You want to get there right away. You want to get there yesterday. But it's nap time. So use it. Use this global nap time in your environment, this general nap time, and take a nap and rest up. And then guess what? You start the race all fresh and new and ready to go. So here's your to-do list, which has me a little bit confused. This is sort of play fighting, arguing. You might need to have a little bit of have it out with somebody. I mean, and if you are having it out with somebody, you need to listen to what's beneath what they're saying. We're going below the surface. So here are the words that are being said to you. Here's the environment right here. And here, oh my gosh, this is basically another nap card right here. Taking a nap to resurrect. That's what I was saying. You're burying for the purpose of resurrection. But I think you're also listening, and I think you're listening to what's behind these words. So you may need to have an open engagement with somebody, an open discussion with someone that you're probably expecting isn't going to go very well. And your job in that discussion would be to listen to what's behind the words that they're saying, not necessarily to the words they're saying. Although that's important when we're deciding whether we want to live with somebody every day. If we're not making that level decision, it's also important to hear what's behind, because not everybody's going to be a skillful communicator. It's also important not to guess and assume what's behind the words. It's just important to check in with, like, so are you saying that because you feel insecure? I don't know how that's going to go, honestly, because if you do that, someone who's actually insecure is going to be like, no, I would never be insecure. How can you dare say that, you asshole? When in fact that they're saying something because they aren't feeling insecure. So anyway, it looks like you need to have some open confrontation, not anything that comes to fisticuffs. This is play fighting. So this is just, you're going to need to have it out with somebody. And have a big discussion, and maybe it's not going to go perfectly. It could be an argument. You may need to have an argument. Arguments aren't terrible. there are ways to get the truth out, and sometimes the truth isn't pleasant for everybody involved, so then they say their truth. But here you are, you're really focused on your truth, and you have been. So maybe you need to let somebody else fight back and let someone else tell you what their truth is. Anyway, there seems to be, your to-do list actually seems to be to initiate some sort of communication that could possibly not go well. To play fight, or maybe have a play argument. Oh, maybe this is like when you write a letter to somebody and then you just burn it rather than give it to them because it just continues the conflict. But you get out, because this isn't a real fight. If we got this in the reverse, this would be like a real fight. This is like just kind of sides going back and forth a little bit. And, you know, maybe if we're in the spirit of a play fight, the way these teen boys are, maybe it's a little bit about writing a letter or writing it all out, and not with the intention to send it, but with the intention just to get it out. So you need to have some sort of open, not too volatile conflict with somebody. Get something out in the open, spar a little bit. Because I don't think you can go anywhere. I don't think you're going to get this new beginning without a little bit of sparring. But look, win-win forecast is outcome. So win-win means that there is something, some sort of discussion or something that needs to happen here. But everyone's going to benefit from that. Getting stuff out in the open, getting stuff out in the open. That's what you need, and everyone's going to come away a winner. And then your possible outcome. You wanted this new beginning, but you're not getting it. It's a desert here. There's some sort of lack of inspiration, lack of emotion. You take a nap, everybody's taking a break, and then you have this little discussion. You get things out in the open, and what do you get? You get your new beginning that you were wanting. You get this epiphany, this truth, this honesty, this Ace of Swords, your possible outcome, understanding, clarity, a lot of clarity. Maybe it's from this listening. You come back, though. You know, you rise, you come back from this nap, and you see things so clearly now. You know, after this discussion, you're going to see it very clearly. Here, my phone did this thing again. One of my viewers looked this up and was like, this is called half blading, and it's very cleverly getting between some armor. So maybe in this little battle, somebody's got some armor up, and this is some truth coming in there with some precision, some really good clear words, clear communication, clear truth coming in to pierce through the armor, and maybe bring in this, maybe help with this feeling of this desert. You know, and maybe you're worried things are moving too fast, or maybe you're worried things are moving too slow. But the energy is gaining momentum. You got to have an open discussion, possibly a bit of an argument. You need to do some good listening. But a win-win outcome is forecast, and you've got this new, lovely beginning in truth and honesty. New ideas, epiphany coming in, very powerful change coming in here. It can change your mind possibly about something. You might be the one changing your mind after you have this honest, open communication with somebody. So yeah, something's coming in to really, some sort of truth or communication is coming in with some precision to really rock your mind and open it and help you get this win-win outcome that you're craving. All right, Gemini, I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments. They're encouraging to me as a new mother of a baby channel. So they're encouraging to me, and they're also help raise the visibility of this channel so that other people can find it and find these messages too. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Have a great week.